there I'll make it. Anywhere, it's up to you, New York, New York.
How we doing, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Richie Hicks Jr. Sports Podcast here on Facebook Live and YouTube. I am your host, Richie, here with my guy, Mr. Idris Salam, a.k.a. Bosco, from the Bronx. How you doing, brother? Good to see you.
What's up, yo? It feels like a Friday because tomorrow is the 4th, but it feels like a Friday.
Bro, let me tell you, man. We've been trying to do this particular show for the better part of 3 attempts. I'm using my son's computer because the podcast room is kind of under construction still.
Yeah.
And yesterday was hilarious. So I was having a couple of internet issues yesterday.
Yeah.
And I'm over here moving the computer desk, and I had the slowest fall in the history of falls. So I'm going back. The chair's coming with me, and the only thing Idris sees is me coming up from the floor. He thinks I'm like maybe adjusting something, moving up something around.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing is, those who are watching, his screen froze, so I figured he was working on some stuff, and it unfroze, and I seen him, getting up, and I was like, oh, he must be adjusting the chair. Then he was like, hey, did you see me fall? I was like, no, man, I just missed it.
And about a year ago to the day, this happened to Idris before a show, the same thing. He fell, and we didn't get to see it either.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, y'all caught me at the end, yeah.
Ryan Shad, Daniel Nunez, what's going on, fellas?
What up, dude?
Yeah, your Dodgers are playing good baseball right now. There's no denying that. My New York Yankees, our New York Yankees, Idris is a Yankee fan too. Other side of the spectrum, we're not playing well, and there is no denying that. No excuse making on that front. We are not playing good baseball right now.
Yeah.
Yankees trying to salvage the final game of this 4-game slide. This has just been rough, and we're going to talk about it, man. Is it time for the New York Yankees to consider moving on from Aaron Boone? I mean, it's one of those things where it's like you actually have to consider it at this point.
Yeah, I think so, man. He's a good manager. Let's put that out there. He's a very good manager, but he kind of reminds me of Buck Showalter. He has a wall he hits, and like me and you spoke offline briefly. It's like it's the same mistakes over and over and over again. It's like he hit a wall. Like this is as far as I can go. We need someone who can push us further. Like me and you talked earlier, I said I would kind of take Buck Showalter right now because he's great at building teams. He just can't get over the top. I like to see what he can do with a team that's ready to win. Can he take that team over the top?
Yeah, we saw something interesting because he joined the New York Mets team.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately for him, things did not work out. I mean, it was the end of the Jacob deGrom era there. He had Scherzer.
Yeah.
And after that, Uncle Stevie went on the bigger spending parts.
Yeah.
But, no, Showalter had the Yanks prior to, the Tory movement.
Yeah.
And where those younger players really thrive.
Yeah.
Showalter actually, he actually played in the minors with Don Mattingly.
Darren Matt, yeah, ain't that
Yeah,
something?
it's crazy. So, but this is the guy that built up so many teams: the Texas Rangers, Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yeah, and the Mets. You
Yeah,
know, he just can't get him over the top. That's why I said I want to see what he can do with a team that's already built and ready to run. Can he take that next league to the World Series and win? Because he gets to the door and it's like he can't go through the door, to where Aaron Boone is the same way, but Aaron Boone keeps making the same mistakes over and over and over and over again. That's gotta change, man.
one thing that I gotta say here, I'm gonna address Shed for a second, then I'll come back to Nunez.
Uh,
Shed, this is one thing that I'm gonna point out when I started noticing the slide occur, and I'm even gonna go back to a couple of years ago where something similar happened when former Yankee Josh Donaldson and current Yankee Giancarlo Stanton rejoined the lineup because they were both injured. This year, it's Stanton rejoining the lineup. When Stanton rejoined the lineup, that's when the slump happened. You reinsert Stanton. I'm not blaming Stanton because Stanton actually was hitting for average.
yeah,
You reinserted Stanton in this lineup, and that's when everything started going wrong.
yeah,
It's hard to
yeah, yeah. I'm with you on that, man.
that for too many seasons, too many years, when Aaron Judge goes into any kind of long funk,
Yeah,
unfortunately, this is what happens.
yeah,
Nobody else seems to join him or pick up the slack. And now with the departure of Juan Soto, he's obviously still in New York playing for the Mets. This has been an issue. I mean, Goldie's having a good year, hitting
yeah,
over 300. But,
yeah,
Shed was on our show not too long ago talking about Jazz Chisholm not hitting for average, chasing for the fences too much. Ben Rice has cooled off considerably.
yeah.
Not a lot of balance in this lineup. And, Anthony Volpe, from a defensive standpoint,
Oh my
even,
goodness.
and I mean, God, with the runners left on base this year, my goodness.
God, I mean, yeah, he's been. Oh man, he's been the worst of the worst. Yeah, Goldie's picking up, and Rice. I thought Rice would keep going, but he's kind of cooled off. Hopefully, he'll pick back up. Man, it's just too much, man. And like I said, maybe the way I look at it with Boone is sometimes you need a different voice. And like you were saying, it seems like when Judge is out, no one picks up the slack. And we got the guys who can pick up the slack. Jazz Chisholm, golly, I mean, the guy's talented, but like you said, he keeps trying to swing for the fence rather than trying to put the ball. You have to speed, put the ball in play, and run the bases. You don't have to hit the wall. You don't have to go for the fence. We got guys that can go for the fence. We got Stan. We got uh, uh, Judge. I mean, we Goldie can do something. I mean, we got guys that can hit the fence. We need guys to get on base and work the pads.
Yeah, you need
You know?
situational baseball. And something that unfortunately has been going on for too many years with the Yankees is in critical situations, if there's not smart baseball being played. And Nunez, I want to ask you this, being a Dodger fan, and AJ Hinch manages the Tigers. Do you
Yeah,
see
that
this
guy.
as a revenge situation for your Los Angeles Dodgers, being that the Yankees, the Tampa Bay Rays, kind of got screwed over back in the day with the Houston Astros? I want to ask how you feel about that scenario. I mean, obviously, you guys did win multiple championships in that time. You did beat the Rays in the pandemic series. You beat my Yankees
Mhm.
most recently a year ago. But do you feel that there's something to make right with AJ Hinch? Fuck you, AJ Hinch. All right, but I want to hear what you have to say about that, Mr. Nunez. All
Two
right, Mr.
times. Two
Nunez after.
times. Let's see what he got here. Yeah, AJ Hinch can go to hell twice.
All right, well, these two guys are definitely in agreement that
Uh
those are
huh.
probably the two teams. I also want to talk about this. Richard Dorney, unfortunately, wasn't able to join me today. But if my team was 3-14 over their last 17, I don't know if I would necessarily want to show my face around these parts right now. New
No,
York Mets,
no.
3-14 over their last 17. My goodness, they did get a win yesterday over
Yeah.
the Rising Stars. Right now, the younger pitchers. Right now, he was awesome most recently against Paul Skeens, but the Mets. What the hell is going on in Queens right now?
The Mets. I don't know. I know they wish they still had Jacob DeGrom because DeGrom is pitching the lights out now.
Yes, he got healthy. He got that necessary surgery.
Yeah, he's doing his thing, man. The Mets. Like I said in the last show, I expect the Mets usually towards the end of the year to start falling apart. I did not expect them to fall apart so soon. I really thought this year. Of course, I hate on the Mets all the time, but the way they started off this year and the way they were playing, I really thought they would really take it to the next level this year. I didn't expect them to fold away. I mean, they are horrible right now, man.
I mean, 4th of July is tomorrow, and that brings in the second installment of the Subway Series. So,
Yeah.
we're going to find out somebody's got to win the series, and
Yeah.
both teams desperately need it.
Yeah.
In a little while, we're going to find out who's in sole possession of the American League East. I'm actually going to do a score check-in right now, see what's happening live in the Yankee game, so just bear with me. And
because we've both fallen out of first place, and we had pretty good cushions, both Yankees and both Mets, and the Mets started falling first. We started finding kinks in our armor. I can't believe we let Anaheim beat us the way they did. We should have won that series. Then here we are right now. We're getting crushed by Toronto.
Ben Rice currently with the bat in his hand.
Okay.
Coming up to bat, judge on deck rather. First and third, 2 outs. Trent Grisham just drew a walk. First and third, 2 outs.
Okay.
Ben Rice is up. 3-3 tie, top of the 4th, and the Mets are currently up 1-0 in their ball game.
Okay.
And it's 8:21, which is a good number, which I will elaborate on later. But Ben Rice is up. Around the league right now, Washington Nationals are up 9-3 on Daniel's American League pick, the Detroit Tigers. I'll be honest with you, Daniel. I'm not completely sold on the Tigers yet.
I'm not either.
I know what Tarek Skubal brings to the table, but I am not convinced that the Tigers have the pitching all the way around. If the New York Yankees could get some consistency in that lineup, I still think the Yankees could find themselves back in the Fall Classic, because I personally think that the Yankees actually have the best pitching staff in the American League. I think the Yankees' biggest problem right now is that the bats all want to sleep at the same time. Daniel's got another comment coming in. Let me see what he's got. I feel like some type of revenge for Hinch one. Yeah, I get it. But I got the Dodgers winning 5 against the Tigers. I think I'm going to show them why they are the world champions.
Yeah, I think if those two met, I would say Dodgers in 5.
Oh, the Dodgers actually are a better team.
Yeah, I would call them Dodgers.
Agreeing with Nunez there. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, though.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to have to start talking about them sooner than later, regardless of how tonight's result goes. The Toronto Blue Jays, and they're a team that I have said would probably be firing their manager sooner than later. But right now, the Toronto Blue Jays are earning my respect, and it looks like they're going to be a player and possibly adding talent to that roster. So we're going to see as the Mets go. They're going to have to add an arm because they need to find another starter that can go deeper into games. That's the biggest reason the Mets got into trouble this year. Juan Soto has gradually been picking up the pace. If you look at his numbers over the last 4 weeks versus the remainder of the first part of the season, Soto's playing like Soto right now. So I don't necessarily think he's going to be in trouble.
The funny thing about it is when the Mets were winning first place and it's running away, he wasn't playing that well. Now that they're floundering, this guy's playing ball. It's like,
it's kind of a weird caveat when you look at it through that lens. When I think about the National League, I think the biggest competition for the Los Angeles Dodgers as of right now, probably the Philadelphia Phillies. However, if the Mets can get their act together, they have consistently played the Los Angeles Dodgers well.
Yeah.
And I want to take the Padres seriously, but I have not been able to take them seriously enough to think that they can match the Dodgers, at least not yet.
You know, the last 3 years, I've had the Dodgers and the Padres coming out of the West. And it's like the Padres are like they're right there at the door, but they remind me of the Milwaukee Brewers. Like the Brewers they will have the division locked up, and they'll say, "Hey, let's just go ahead and trade everybody away," you know. And that's how I see the Padres. They got a good team, and they make a run, but they just say, let's just give up. I mean, I'm not saying they give up, but it's like they just stop, and you say, well, okay, there they go. They're the Padres, you know. They're doing what they do, you know. So,
Clayton Kershaw 3,000 Ks.
woo.
The most recent 3,000 Ks from a lefty prior to him is actually our guy, CC Sabathia.
CC Sabathia, yep.
Yeah, so that's definitely Hall of Fame worthy. That's usually, there's certain stats in Major League Baseball that are going to guarantee you Hall of Fame entry, and 3,000 Ks is definitely one that's going to get you into Cooperstown.
I think he was pretty much on his way, but with the 3,000 Ks, that basically solidified it, you know.
But you know, as shitty as those Angels are, they actually did sweep you guys as well. So
yeah, they whooped our ass too.
We were able to sneak one against them, but that's just one of those weird caveats where sometimes I think a team like the Dodgers occasionally gets bored, because you'll admit that sometimes, like even with this current White Sox series, winning a walk-off, you know you guys are light years better than that team. Sometimes teams get bored when they play down to their competition, and I think that the White Sox aren't nearly as bad as they were a year ago. The Rockies are as bad as the White Sox were a year ago.
Yeah, oh my God, the White Sox but the Rockies this year, oh my God. Yeah.
All right, we're going to shift our attention for a second to the NBA. We're talking about my New York Knicks for a minute. Not making the splashiest hire, but I think a necessary one. Mike Brown bringing 2 Coach of the Year awards to the Madison Square Garden. And I must say, I don't necessarily see it as an upgrade or a downgrade. I think it's kind of like a level move to the man he's replacing, Coach Tom Thibodeau. I actually think that Brown has a better resume on the level that he has been to the NBA Finals previously with the Cleveland Cavaliers. He's a 4-time champion as an assistant under Pop and under Steve Kerr. What I do like is that I think he's going to do a better job playing the bench. I also like some of our recent additions. Of course, Jordan Clarkson coming in. I think this is a guy that can stretch the floor. I see him as instant offense off the bench on the second team. How do you feel about our recent addition coming from Philadelphia, Idris? How do you feel about that?
I like it, man. I like it a lot because he can play inside, outside. I mean, he's not the greatest shooter, and he's not the greatest defender, but he brings something that Precious Achiuwa didn't bring, and he brings something that Mitchell Robinson doesn't bring. He can score some points, you know. So I'm like that. I like that. And with our additions with Mike Brown, a lot of our fans are like, "Oh, why do we hire this guy?" Well, we hired him because he's a defensive coach. That's the one good thing. He has champion pedigree, and he will play the bench. And we right now, looking at our roster, we go 9 deep easily 9 deep, and that's something we didn't do during the regular season last year or the year before. We go 9 deep. So I like the hire. Like I say, he's defense, and
Josh Hart coming off the bench this year, I would have to think.
Yeah, he's defense. So I'm fine with that. And with the East being the way it is, with Boston basically checking out, Indiana's injured, I think we got a chance. I think we're doing good. I think we've recovered from what happened with Thibodeau. I think we're doing good.
Something that I find interesting, Idris, is that you could potentially see Ben Simmons as another league minimum pickup, because that's the interesting part about both these acquisitions, is that both these guys are going to be making right around the league minimum, which is huge.
Right.
So
Right.
you're not busting up your salary cap to get these two guys. The Knicks are talking about Mitchell Robinson, although his name has been linked. They're not going to be trading him.
No, 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 no. We
And
can't trade him. And we don't have
yeah,
Precious Achiuwa anymore, so we got to keep Mitch.
and I've made my fair share of jokes over the years on the podcast about Ben Simmons, but you know what? The dude is talented
Yeah,
when healthy.
yeah.
And if we got anything out of him, anything at all out of him, I would be happy.
You got to remember the guy's a point guard.
Yeah.
So that's a plus. He's a point guard. He can rebound. He can run the floor. He doesn't like to shoot, but he may not need to. We got shooters on the court. We may not need. We might just need him to play the point sometimes. Maybe move Brunson over sometimes. I mean, he's a head case.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's a head case, but I think with a guy like Mike Brown might be able to get something out of him.
The thing that I find interesting is the record has been broken since, but Mike Brown previously with the Sacramento Kings, they were the most efficient offense in the history of the NBA.
Yes, they just didn't have no defense at the time.
Yeah, it's quite interesting though that he was able to achieve that. Of course, it didn't end well over there. He did actually lose that locker room, so it's a double-edged sword. He was not Plan A. He was not Plan B. And I will admit that the Knicks, I think, were a little overzealous with firing Coach Thibodeau. It's no secret that they wanted Jason Kidd, but I think they kind of underestimated how difficult it was going to be when you consider that Jay Kidd was under contract with the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah.
But as Ben Simmons goes, if they are able to add him, I think it's an adequate second unit guy that could run the offense. Of course, that could limit Deuce McBride. Of course, Shemet, we'll see what his numbers are going to look like in year two. He did show some promise in the playoffs. As the East looks next year, we've mentioned it on previous shows as well as off air. I think next year is a lost season for the Boston Celtics. They've been trimming salary big time. Indiana Pacers without Tyrese Halliburton, and they just lost Miles Turner to the Milwaukee Bucks. They're going to be out of the championship contention for next year. Dame Lillard, man, Giannis is not happy about the way that Dame got treated. He's in the target right now, potentially of the Miami Heat, but kind of a couple of years too late, if you ask me. And I made a post about this. This is why I never get mad. Jordan Patrick checking in from Maine. Happy vacation to you, buddy. That's a good place to be for the holiday.
Hey, what's up, Jordan?
Bro, we got a 3-team race in the American League East. We just finished our baseball part, but your Rays are hanging tough with the Jays and the Yankees. So kind of some storyline stuff that's worthy of it. You got your Rays hanging out, definitely trying to win the American League East. At minimum, make the playoffs. Of course, my New York Yankees. And why would I ever care about anything story related to the Toronto Blue Jays? You know, my favorite player, Don Mattingly, is on the bench over there. But enjoy your vacation. Jordan, we're currently talking some NBA. Kind of a shocking release, in my opinion, of Dame Lillard after Milwaukee tried so hard to bring Giannis in another gun. But, they bring in Miles Turner, a division rival, of course, of the Pacers. Now he's with the Bucks. And we're kind of talking about a clear path for the New York Knicks potentially in the East. Who's going to be lining up with the Knicks next year? A suggestion I got for everyone. I think the Orlando Magic are going to take a big leap. I like the Desmond Bain trade. That's a huge pickup in my estimation for the Orlando Magic. A young and ascending team, and you got to take into consideration how many injuries the Magic had last year.
Yeah. I think what I'm just touching on Orlando. Milwaukee, I don't understand what they did. The reason I say that, you cut Dame, you have to pay him the same salary you're going to pay him as a player while he's playing. But you sign Miles Turner to this huge deal. I'm like, you could have kept both players. Dame's not going to play this year. We know that. But you're still paying him to play.
Right.
Now, he may go to another team, I'm not gonna say he's gonna win a championship, but what if he went to another team, won a championship? You just paid him to win another championship somewhere else. Then you're paying him in the next 4 or 5 years, or the next 4 years. You got Miles Turner there, where you could have signed Miles Turner and still kept Dame, and perhaps when Dame came back, you got Dame, you got Miles, you got Giannis. But as for Orlando, I'm with you all the way on Orlando. They're going to be a tough team. I think they'll be a top 5, top 4 team. Injuries here hurt them last year, but the good thing about them this year, they're so young.
Oh yeah.
So they have a future if they can stand under the cap. You know, they're going to be tough next year, man. I'm putting them in the top 4 in the East. In Atlantic, should I say East.
Yeah, I tend to agree, Idris. And Malik Beasley's situation in Detroit, not a good one.
Not a good one.
The sports gambling stuff, that's the ugly side of it.
They might suspend him. You never know, man.
I agree with you, Jordan. Not worth the contract at all.
No. Oh, no. He might get suspended, and if he gets suspended, it's going to hurt Detroit a lot because Malik Beasley to put some points on the board. But we'll see. We'll see what happens, man.
I'm going to be ahead of myself here. I said it on a previous show. We got cheated out of it way back in the 95 season when Patrick Ewing missed that ratchet free throw.
Yeah.
We didn't get to see Shaq versus Ewing.
Yeah.
Knicks and Orlando Magic Eastern Conference Final. I'm going to say it ahead. The Cleveland Cavaliers will find a way to choke again.
Yeah.
And out west, it's a little more tough to decipher because, of course, you got KD in Houston right now. That's going to be interesting.
You know what? I'm gonna go with Denver, man. Denver made some changes over the offseason, man. This free agent season. They retooled basically. They got rid of Michael Porter Jr. I forgot who they brought in, but they're gonna be pretty tough, man. They're gonna be tough. But Houston with KD. Oh yeah, that's gonna be something.
No question about it. I mean, West is tough, man. The West is always a tough one to figure. You got the defending world champions. Do they suffer a hangover? It's hard to repeat ever. More so than in any other era, it's hard to repeat in the NBA now.
Yeah. There's so much movement
under new management. A lot of player movement. KD is a Houston Rocket. They were the 2 seed last year, unceremoniously getting dumped out by the Warriors. The Warriors are going to be tough this year. You make a great point about Denver.
Yeah, the West is going to be tough, man.
I'm with Shed on this one. Not my goat.
Good one. Yeah, you know what? I think with the new ownership in LA, I don't think they're going to go for that nonsense Jenny Buss went with.
Huh.
I think they're going to look at you either playing by our rules or you can go. Because, I'm not a Laker fan. Well, I'm not a Laker fan, but I never hated the Lakers because I'm a big Kobe fan. But with LeBron, I wish they would lose all 82 games. I think LeBron is.
I can't even entertain this GOAT shit anymore. How many years does
it's a joke, man.
Play to be stuck on 4? And it's like 3.5 because one of them was the pandemic championship.
Yeah, it's a joke, man. I don't see and I know we're deviating away from the subject, but. It's like people want to call him the GOAT. He got 40,000 points. He's won championship with 3 different franchises. Okay, that's fine and dandy. The man is 4-6 in championships. He's been swept 3 times in 3 different decades.
I don't give a shit how many points he has. He doesn't have many scoring titles.
That's exactly he might have the points. He might be up in assists, but Jordan has the scoring title, defensive player of the year. He has all of that stuff.
He has the defensive accolades. I will give LeBron a couple of things that he has ahead of Jordan and Kobe in my opinion. What he did in Cleveland, the season that they got defeated to Duncan's Spurs.
I think that was his best season.
The Bad Boys 2.0, that was impressive.
Yeah.
Now, when he came down from 3-1 against Golden State, even though in part due to Draymond going WWE mode, that was impressive. I will give LeBron those 2 things were. But I'm sorry, when you get beat by J.J. Barea and co., and where do you go? 8 minutes in the 4th quarter without a field goal?
Field goal.
Stop your bullshit. Dirk had the
Right.
flu? Fuck off.
Right. And the talent, and people say, well, Jordan had Pippen. Okay, he did have Pippen. But LeBron has so much talent around him.
Yeah.
The best talent you're going to find. So, no, he's. I always tell people, I don't.
Man,
Mm-hmm.
better convos for this GOAT debate. I want to hear about Jabbar, and I want to hear more about Magic Johnson.
Yeah, with me, and people laugh, I don't have him in my top five, and I got a reason why I don't have him in my top five. There's no hate. I don't have him in my top five.
He's incredibly versatile, and
I got him around. I got him around 8. And one day I'll post my list. I've got reasons why.
Blue Jays are on their way to being in first if the Yankees do not turn this around sooner than later.
Yankees got to get it together, man.
The Yankees are down 5-3 currently. It seems like every time the Yankees have an offensive push in the series, the Jays immediately storm back.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is frustrating. This has been a very, very frustrating.
Yeah.
I love it. Perfect game with Yogi Berra. That's awesome. I love that humor. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's right. He's right. But anytime that I have a chance to stick it to LeBron just a little. Speaking of LeBron, you can't talk to. We got to hit on this Diddy trial just for a moment anyway.
Yeah.
You didn't think I was not going to mention this, did you? Before we do.
Yeah.
Because, Diddy was a terrible rapper, but I want to speak about one other terrible rapper. Then we'll hit on Diddy for a minute, and we'll see where the conversation takes us.
Mm-hmm.
This idiot, Darren Waller, back in the NFL.
Oh, my goodness.
Recoup a 6th and a 7th round pick. I think it's like a $4.5 million dead cap hit this year for the Giants. He's a Miami Dolphin. It comes a day after the Dolphins make the deal with the Pittsburgh Steelers. We spoke on that trade already. John Smith of FIU fame is currently a Pittsburgh Steeler, which I actually like the trade for the Steelers. They get a quality tight end. Going prior move. What do we got? All right. Darren Waller is a Miami Dolphin. And honestly, I think he's going to catch a lot of the footballs that Jonnu Smith was catching, because with Tua's health, it is part of the offense that they are trying to get the quick release and get the ball out of Tua's hands quickly. You would hope that Devin Achan continues what he did 2 years ago. Last year was a challenging year for Achan. A challenging year for the Dolphins, and it started off dubiously with the police situation about an hour and a half before the Dolphin season started. One of the coolest touchdown celebrations ever, but just a bad season all the way around for the Miami Dolphins. Darren Waller, not much to see here. I'm happy that the Giants are actually able to recoup a little bit of draft capital, albeit at the latter part of this. But
you know what?
What is
him and Kelsey.
The guy just started thinking too much. It's snowing. I'm in Buffalo. We're on prime time, and they lined me up at fullback, and I'm like, "What the hell am I doing here?"
Him and Kelsey Plum just got divorced, so that marriage didn't last long. So I guess he figured, I'll go back to football. I don't know, man. Yeah, he'll catch a lot of passes from Tua, but I think it's just funny. So what?
That guy really thinks he can rap?
No,
That's terrible, man.
He sounds just as bad as Kadarius Toney, man. I don't know why these athletes and everyone think when their career is over there, I'm gonna be a rapper. Everyone can't rap.
Peyton, Allen Iverson, and Shaq could spit a little.
Yeah. Now those two, yeah.
This guy's terrible.
Yeah, but these rappers today, these athletes who want to rap today, I think the best. We need to have a show about this too. I think the best rappers I've heard that were athletes got to be Of course, Allen Iverson, Shaq. Kobe got a pretty dope one.
Cole Beasley's not bad.
Oh my God, Cole! I forgot about Cole Beasley. Cole Beasley was that joint. Cole Beasley. It's not many, man, but those are probably the five. Yeah, I say Allen Iverson, Shaq, Cole Beasley, Kobe. Those are the four best I've heard. I heard. Okay, Dame, he had a dope one too. He didn't make a song. He just was kicking some rhymes on the show one time.
That yellow light above me, I almost look like one of the apostles with that behind me.
Moving right along.
On the 12th day, he drank wine. Okay.
What kind?
So, all right.
Oh man.
Now, Darren Waller, I hear he could eat in that offense. It could be a surprise because, like I said, he could be catching the footballs that Jonnu Smith. Jonnu Smith is actually going to get hurt in fantasy value because he's joining a run-first offense in Pittsburgh. But I actually believe that Pittsburgh is going to have a decent season, better than I would have said maybe a couple of months ago, because I think Aaron Rodgers is going to do better than people realize. I think DK Metcalf is coming there for business to win some games. And, Pittsburgh has a pretty good defense. And Jalen Ramsey, I think, is going to be locked in. Mika Fitzpatrick, it's kind of weird how he goes back to the team that he was previously with. That is a little strange. But, all right, enough of this. The Diddy trial. Idris, are you surprised that Diddy beats the sex trafficking charge? There's a litany of charges. There were five. He beats 3 of the 5, but the 2 could still produce a 20-year sentence.
I'm kind of surprised he did beat it a little, but then again, I'm like, because if you got money, you can buy your way out of anything. And me and Coco, we watched a lot of the trial, and the defense, not the defense, the prosecution blew that case, man. They blew that case. They let so much stuff fly by. And the defense, I got to give the defense credit. They did their job. They did what they got paid for. They really did. Hats off to them. They did what you're supposed to do when you got a defendant who's facing whatever. They did their job. But like I always tell people, and I've been saying that I remember Diddy when I was in New York, and the stuff he did and the stuff we heard he did.
The City College situation will forever stand out to me as just the beginning. And
that was the beginning. Yep.
I saw a very interesting video yesterday in reference to just really tipping off some things to make you think about how he was more than likely involved in not just his own artist, the Notorious B.I.G.'s demise, but also, of course, Tupac Shakur, because Diddy's not out of the woods yet, not just in this case.
Oh, no.
Also in the KVD case with the murder, assassination of Tupac Shakur, because Diddy's name is all over that one. And Jordan, you are correct. $500 million can get you out of a lot of shit, no question.
Got that right, Jordan. Got that right.
I do hope he goes down for a lot of reasons. And Idris, you're a girl dad. Jordan is a girl dad, and I want him to go down because at the end of the day, it's like, women that see this, you don't want to feel that you become voiceless because of some of this shit.
Exactly.
Bottom line.
And this is why women don't come forward. This is why they don't come forward. Right here. This is it right here. And it's so sad. And I'm a director set my people. It's sad seeing my people saying, free Diddy and congratulating him. If you have a daughter, you're not happy that he got out. You're angry that he walked. He's not walking out, but you're angry that he's not getting the punishment he should get.
It's like the same.
It's sad, man.
Like Jordan is a diehard Rays fan.
Yeah.
But Jordan doesn't even want to hear the name Wander Franco. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And I get it, bro. I get it.
Yeah.
The same way that I don't want to hear the name Josh Brown, the former kicker, who was one of the greatest kickers in the history of football, former Giant kicker, former Seahawk kicker.
Yeah, it's sad, man.
It's
sad, man. Because if it's any one of us, me, you, or Jordan, we're not walking out those doors. All 5 charges they had on him,
Oh no,
if it was one of us three, me, you, or Jordan, those 5 charges are sticking on all of us.
absolutely, dude.
Yeah,
And the thing
it's
is,
sad.
it's like from a legality standpoint, sometimes with these big names,
Uh
I
huh.
believe that sometimes the prosecution, in this case the feds, they got overzealous with Diddy.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think they overcharged him to a level.
yeah, yeah.
Because, and the other part is when you get into these kind of cases where shit rolls downhill, so to speak,
Hmm.
when shit rolls downhill, I think that there's so many more powerful people up top. It
Yeah,
makes these things more and more complex because there is certain shit that people don't want coming out,
yeah,
and it becomes more complicated. I mean, you look at the shit going on with R. Kelly.
yeah, yeah. It's crazy, man.
Fucking shit.
It's insane. It's crazy. It's just crazy. It's insane. It's sad, man. It's just a lot of lives were affected by Diddy, and a lot of lives are not going to get justice. You know.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, even on the famous spec, like you take a look at like what happened with Tupac to put it in perspective. Like a lot of people would just assume that he was rich because of like what you were
Yeah.
seeing on the tube, so to speak. But when
Right.
that man died, a lot of his family trajectory just got mushed
Yeah.
because everybody in his family was depending on him, so to speak. And
Yeah. And yeah. Yeah.
go ahead, go
Exactly.
ahead.
No. 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 I was agreeing. I was agreeing.
Yeah,
Yep.
because that's one of the more interesting ones to see how that one plays out. Now with Diddy, of course, Valletta Wallace, the late mother of the notorious B.I.G., she has other family members that are still on the case there. Of
Yeah.
course, Russell Poole was on
Yeah.
that case in L.A. for years. Greg Kading came up with the finality, or at least what we think could be the finality. But
Hmm.
I'm curious to see if Diddy goes down for that. Truly, it's going to be very interesting to see because Keefe D's going to do everything in his power to not spend the remainder of his days in jail, or at least take him down with.
I
But when
agree.
I think about other powerful players that are trying to avoid prison time, uh, and not to mention the influenced jury, because just like you could say that people were influenced going all the way back to the O.J. Simpson trial, and that's a huge reason why they don't let cameras in the courtroom anymore, because that was a
Yeah.
fiasco. If you go back to that,
Yeah.
this is a whole nother uh, caveat here.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah. You
I
would
do.
shed. So much
But
shed.
even with the lesser charges, you're still talking 20 years. This man's in his 50s. He's gonna be walking out in his 70s.
Yeah. Yeah.
But where he does lose, no matter how you look at it, is
Hmm.
that the court of public opinion is still a very real thing. Because when you look at O.J.
Yes.
Simpson,
Yes.
who died about a year and a half ago,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
quite
About a
2
year and a
years
half.
ago. Yeah.
Yep.
When you look at how he lived out his life, I mean, the man loved to play golf.
Yeah.
Okay, so he played a lot of golf. But when you look at how nobody really respected him anymore, and
Yeah.
how he lost the air of being a hero, so to speak, to so many,
Yeah.
he basically lost what he worked his whole life for to have a certain image. Now
Yeah. And
Diddy
I think.
lost pretty much any and all sponsorships.
Yeah. I think with OJ. Yeah, I agree with you about OJ. I think OJ adjusting will be a little OJ, but one thing about he adjusted. He adjusted,
Yeah,
and he basically was like flamboyant. With Diddy, I think it won't be as easy with Diddy. I don't think it will be that easy with Diddy. I think Diddy will have a hard time.
because Diddy has always had an inferiority complex.
Yeah,
When in
yeah,
OJ's case, the caveat with OJ that always made me laugh is that OJ always wanted to push his way so far away from the black community.
yeah,
And then when he finally needed the black community,
yeah,
because obviously it was a very sensitive situation in Los Angeles after the LA riots, of course,
Yeah.
They needed the black community to be there for him. Because let's be real, at the end of that situation,
Yeah.
it was a very even 50-50 split where white America was like, buddy, you're guilty. And you
Yeah.
had some black folks that were like, oh no, he is definitely guilty.
Oh, he
And
did
then from a
look.
sensitivity angle, some people that were like, he's guilty, but this is fair because of all the other shit. And I understand that side of it too, but at the end of the day, wrong is
Yeah.
wrong, right is right. Bottom line. Wrong is wrong, right is right, bottom line. But it really opened up my eyes to just a lot of injustices all the way around and how people would condone injustices too on both sides of the spectrum. And
You
that was
know,
a very disturbing thing just to see, and how we
yeah.
needed progress made on both sides also. And not a
You
very
know,
comfortable thing to really see, but something that needed to be addressed.
when it happened, I knew he did it. Me and my buddy, we was in New York. We was on a bus,
Yeah,
and we was riding from Manhattan to the Bronx. We had to switch over, so we was sitting there, waiting on the other bus to come, and we had like a little portable TV with us.
yeah,
So we was watching the chase, but we didn't know, we didn't know what was going on.
right.
We're like, well, hold on, who is it? We said, oh shit, it's OJ. And then we was like, OJ did that shit. We kept saying OJ did, and we kept thinking, I was like, I bet you Al Collins helped him. Now, when he got off, of course, we were happy, not so much because chick got killed. I mean, it was nothing like that. It was like you said, because finally we got a verdict. But I knew he did it. I knew he did it. I knew he did it. OJ was good. OJ. And when he had that show Made in America, he basically admitted I did that shit. He just didn't say it.
A crazy one was the
Mhm.
interview. What the hell? If I did it or whatever, because he tried to write a
Oh,
book.
that's what it. Yeah, that's
And the
what it is. Yeah,
publishing company blocked it.
yeah.
But you can see even
What
in the
What if
interview,
I did it? Yeah. What if I did it?
something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. But I'll tell you though, he was an intriguing one to the end. He was an intriguing one.
Yeah.
But
I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. And I know people gonna get mad at me. I liked OJ. I like OJ not for what he did. It's just the way he acted in public. Well, he was funny as hell, dude.
there's a lot more to that story than the actual conclusion, and it's that I think sometimes people get lost in the horrific act of what ultimately went down, but there was so much lead up to
Yeah,
that as well.
yeah.
And I don't condone what happened, of course not.
Oh no, oh no, oh
But there
no.
was who I truly feel terrible for in that whole situation
Yeah,
is the Goldman family, to be very
Ron
frank.
Goldman. Yeah, yeah,
Because that you talk about wrong place, wrong time.
yeah,
That's who I genuinely feel bad for in a situation like that. I feel bad for any children in that situation, of
yeah,
course.
yeah. And that's what I mean. I'm not. I don't. I'm not. I'm against the murder. Period.
Uh-huh.
I like OJ later in life when they used to catch him in public and they say, "Hey, I know you killed him." Killed that. He would joke like blah 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 blah. He just kept. He would let it, fall off his shoulder. I just like the way he was. He's just a funny guy. But what happened? I know he did it, and he was dead ass wrong.
But
He
I'll
got
tell
off.
you, it's wild how certain things came from that. Like even with like the original emoji, how they said like with the letter he wrote,
Oh yeah, yeah,
or
yeah.
even like just the stuff with the Kardashians.
Oh my goodness.
But
Their fathers looked like them girls' face.
you talk about the biggest fanboy ever, Bobby Kardashian. My
Oh
God!
my goodness.
But how the Kardashian girls try to like separate themselves from him?
Yeah, but that's how they got famous.
Oh, he was Uncle. He was Uncle OJ.
Yeah, he's Uncle OJ, man. That's how they got famous, but they want to distance themselves. No, that's how y'all got famous.
And then the former Bruce Jenner saying how terrible he was. I'm like, oh God.
Oh man, yeah. I don't know what to say about him
And they took
or
his
her or whatever.
Heisman. And then he went back to jail, taking his
Yeah,
Heisman back.
yeah.
Just a real fiasco.
That was a circus, dude.
Indeed, indeed. And the LAPD just time and time again showing why they have movies like The Naked Gun.
Yeah, yeah. They blew the case. They blew the case. They had him. They had him.
And not for nothing, bro. When you see that, once again, back to the Diddy thing for a second. that the Wallace family suing the shit out of the LAPD. I
Yeah.
mean, Rafael Perez, the character depicted
Oh
by
my
Denzel
goodness.
Washington,
Woo!
how dirty the LAPD was.
Before you go further, there's a thing on YouTube by the infographics show. I'm gonna send it to you. It's about Rafael Perez. You might want to. It's about 30 minutes long. It's a infographic. It's cartoon, but they talk about him and what he did with the LAPD. Dude, it's yeah. Oh my goodness, that dirty. Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah. What was you gonna say?
the Rampart scandal that we're talking about in reference to
That's
Biggie
it. The Rampart scandal. Yep.
The Denzel character in Training Day is that dude in real life.
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
Yep, that's him.
These were dudes. These were cops that were involved in the Biggie murder. Pretty crazy.
Only thing different, in Training Day he died, but in real life, the cops he got locked up. He did. Yeah, he did some time. Yeah, he's still doing time. But yeah, that's
definitely a good movie to watch. City of Lies with Forrest Whitaker and.
Oh man, yeah.
Good.
We got to do a movie show too, man.
Movie show. I'm always down with that.
Yep.
Before we get out of here, anything else you want to hit on?
Wait a minute. It's something I want to hit on. It's something I'm going to talk about in the boxing show. I'm hoping to have that done this weekend. Basically, I wish that boxing would go back to the original 9 divisions. No junior division. Just go strawweight, junior, strawweight, flyweight, or strawweight, flyweight, bantamweight, featherweight, lightweight, welterweight. Forget all the junior divisions, and let's get rid of all these belts. It's 4 belts per division.
There's too many belts.
It's too many belts. You have a large jam of fighters from lightweight to welterweight. Most of them undefeated, and they don't want to fight each other. Unlike the 4 kings of Leonard, Hagler, Hearns, and Duran, they fought each other multiple times. So boxing needs to clean that up because it's just too many fights, too many fighters, too many champions, and the champions are fighting like maybe once or twice a year.
Brett's going to be challenging for one of the bantamweights now.
Oh, word.
Yeah, man. I mean,
okay.
Yeah, the Bud Light bantamweight belt. This is what I mean with too many belts.
What did let's see? Ryan said, "You want to talk about the best picks from the history of the draft?" Oh, that'd be good too. That'd be good too. Let's who is this Melody spamming us?
I don't know.
The hell that is? I don't know. Oh well, maybe he's saying something we just don't know. Maybe it's the aliens, man. I don't know.
Put user in timeout.
Yeah, that might be a spammer, man. Well, who the hell that is?
We're gonna find out.
Yeah. That's a good idea, Shed. We go to the next show. That's right. I got the Timberlands going. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. But yeah, boxing show coming up soon. We're gonna talk rankings. We're gonna talk Jake Paul. Yeah. Look out for in a few days. Putting it together now.
I'm with it. I wanted to say this. So Shed, did I actually say that? Can't remember.
Yeah.
I did say it at the top of the show about falling out of the chair before the show started.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Idris was like, "You look like Jerry Cooney trying to get off the canvas when Bill Pullman knocked his ass out."
You did, man. Hair on the top of your head.
Yeah, Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy. And somewhere in between, Tay Crowder giving the hit stick to Derrick Henry, one of the few guys.
Oh, yeah.
Down.
Yeah.
Let's think. Some other excellent late round picks. Antonio Brown has to be a guy that you would think of, right?
Yeah, Terrell Davis, 6th round. Denver Broncos.
Terrell Davis is a great one. Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant. That's a good one, man.
Yeah, we need to do it. We need to do something. Do a show like that. Go from one to what? You got 22 positions, 1 to 22. Or let's say yeah. Let's go the best picks from each draft, and yeah,
And another thing that we got to start doing, but of course, it's the only way to make that happen is by having multiple guys on the show, is bringing
yeah,
back the start bench cut segments. Because
yes.
honestly, I miss seeing the Brett meltdowns.
Me too. Me
Yeah.
too. We haven't seen one in a while.
Well, when football season comes back, they kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah, yeah,
And if you want to
yeah.
see a classic Brett meltdown, watch the AFC East preview of 2 years ago.
I gotta find that one because that's the one we made that bet. Me and Brett made that bet. Yeah, I gotta find that one. That's one of my earliest shows I've been on. I think that might have been my second or third show.
Yeah,
Yeah, I gotta go back.
Brett lost his mind when he found out that Bill Duke was related to you.
Oh, he flew out. He Brett had a meltdown, man. Those are the good old days.
Yeah, but what a
Say
weird
Brody
week,
won't.
man. I
Brady won't
actually
be on
go
the
back to
list.
work tomorrow on the 4th of all days.
Yeah, we got to do a show. What Shed's talking about. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Joe Montana was a third round pick. I
Yeah,
think Johnny Unitas is way down there too, if I remember
but back
right.
in the day, too, you had so many more rounds in the NFL.
Yeah, they had. Golly.
So it's going to be interesting. Like, you can go a lot of ways. I also want to do a deeper show on like just the NBA.
Yeah.
Maybe do one where we like put together our own teams. A lot of ways you go with this.
Yeah.
199. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's work it. Let's put it in.
Buddy.
Yeah.
But if you haven't already, please make it a point, like and subscribe to the channel. The Richie Hicks Jr. Sports Podcast on YouTube. Check out the Basement Show with our boy Johnny Nast. Every Wednesday night, check out the Casual Combo Show from the hours of 8 to 10. Check out the V-Mix, the Vicious Mix, with our Peter Salam. This man right here on live365.com. Brett's face on that would be hilarious. You ain't shit, bro. And that's the thing. Like, Shed's like such a gold mine because he has like the stories. Because he's been pretty much since they were kids. Shed, have a great night, bro. Enjoy the holiday, man.
Oh yeah.
Everybody have a safe 4th and learn from JPP.
Yeah.
Come back with the same amount.
Right.
Yeah. Where are you moving?
I'll be in. Okay.
I'm trying to make sure he's not joking. Oh, okay. He's serious. All right, brother.
We are.
Have a great night, everyone.
All right.